Hey, what is up, everybody? Welcome back to another Whiskey Wednesday night here on the Mash and Drum. Another week of epic whiskey to be had on the Mash and Drum tonight. What's up, everybody? I'm Jason C. Welcome in. Tonight we have a really cool episode. I think what we're going to be doing mainly is I literally just got the samples from Bardstown Bourbon Company of the Bardstown Discovery 13. So we're going to compare it to 11 and 12. We'll go through the blend again and see exactly what wins out as far as putting them all head to head. We'll see how good 13 is. I was very intrigued by the blend when it first was released, so we'll see what happens tonight. We're also going to try the new Ferrand number 2. We're going to try this is my Mash and Journey Club, the brand new pick that we're releasing. I think not this week, the following week. I don't think we could get it out early enough this week. So, and then the Natural Barrel Company, this rye, which I actually want to put against my River Roots one that I have. This is a 14-year rye. So I definitely want to check that out too tonight. And, you know, you guys can have me running around all over my whiskey room. Plus, we have a few news stories to go through tonight. Well, actually, not a few, only like one or two. And then I want to take you through everything that happened with me at Barrel King over the weekend and doing my first blend for DrumKey Spirits. I actually have some right here. This is the only sample I took with me because, well, I'll explain why. But we'll get into that in a little bit. But first and foremost, welcome in, everybody. I want to see everybody here in the chat. What is going on? We have JG's in the house. What's up, Jay? We got Sandeep Chima. As always, lovely to see you, Sandeep. We got very curious about that Disco 13, says 96 millimet. Yeah, like I got, when I posted the live stream tonight, I got so many messages how many people are really curious about the 13 this year. So I'm excited to dive in with you guys. Can't wait for this one, says Coffee Gaming. Travis Robeson, let's hear what the Calori is cooking. Love it. Cheers, Jason. Looking forward to the opinion on Disco 13. Yeah, man. Looking forward to trying it. Foxardo in the Glen tonight. There you go, Jason K. Love that pick. Hawk said it was great, so it's probably that's so messed up. Nathan Jurgensen is here. Raven Batch 1 in the glass. Hell yeah, man. Disco 11 is a banger for tonight. A BT store pick, says Matt's Palace. My God, Micah Fratini, 1604. Good evening, Jason and fellow Patreons. Tim Cornet is in the house. We got Whiskey Sensory Shenanigans. What's up, all you whiskey people? You wonderful whiskey people. Cheers, all. Look forward to hearing about the first DrumKey blend. Yeah, we'll get into that in a little bit. Aaron Goncalves, what's going on, man? 8676. Cheers. Let's see. Having to pour 4 roses 2022 LE to de-stress from work. John Ferrand. That's a beautiful choice. William Wiley is here. We got Kate Jurgensen's in the house. Happy Whiskey Wednesday night. We got Mark Hoyle is here. What's up, Mark? Roger Reese is here. Night Method. We got West Virginia Whiskey. Looking forward to hearing about DrumKey update. We're getting there. John Vornick. What's up, gang? The Dr. Sped is here. Calumet 18 in the Glen tonight. Mighty tasty. Isaac C. Let's see. Warren's Bar is here. Cheers to Whiskey Wednesday. We got A-Brod 25. We have, let's see, Norman Conklin's here. What's up, Norm? Bo's Wine Guy. Oh, yeah, let's go. Mark Hoyle, I said hi to you. We got Josh Fritz is here. What's up, Fritzy? Truman is here. Coffee Gaming. Prescription Bourbon. What is going on, my friend? Kenneth Clark is here. Got the Remus pick in the Glen tonight. On a bye week, no practice, so it's Happy Whiskey Wednesday, everyone. Lovely Bourbon Coach. Welcome in, buddy. MT Dobbs, all smoking a Monte Cristo number 2 and sipping on George T. Stagg. Damn, dude, that's a night right there. Love that. We got Adam Hinson here. What's up, Flo Rida? Ready for a great show tonight, a big week in Kentucky next week. That's right, the Kentucky Bourbon Fest. The time is here. Unfortunately, I will not be there. I wish I could, but just too much crap going on. Welcome to the Mash and DrumKey. Nice. Get your popcorn ready. All right, and I'm just gonna come down here and keep going. All right. Jack Daniels Toasted in the house. Jack Daniels Toasted. Cheers. What is going on? All right. So yeah. So before I dive into this, which is, so this pick is a 9.5-year Sagamore single barrel pick that we did for Mash and Journey Whiskey Club. Again, this one I think is releasing next week on next Friday. I think we're going to delay it 1 week. Just too much going on. However, this pick is one that we picked months ago. Just been waiting for it to come in, It's finally here. And I'm telling you, man, this is everything you love about Sagamore. Oh my God. It's such a great fruit forward. It actually reminds me of the 8-year the 8-year release, but with a little bit more oak wrapped up in it. It's awesome. I'm going to get into that a little bit, but I do want to talk about my first blend here a little bit. So we already have 299 people in the chat. Bourbon cheers. Drank half a bottle of my GTS 24 the other night with 2 others at a birthday party. Was a rough Sunday morning. I could see that, Adam. Never had Sagamore, says Wesley Forte. Well, Wesley, you're going to get our pick and you're going to love it. It's going to change your world. Hopko says high rye. This is actually a rye whiskey. Yeah, it's a rye whiskey. So if nobody knows, this is a blend of low rye and high rye whiskeys that Sagamore blends together and makes it a single barrel offering. It's sort of really you're kind of selecting one of the components, and then it gets blended, and then you get to try that again, and then you kind of pick it from there. It's really delicious. I'm hoping someone else is teaching he's talking. Someone in Sagamore Dio is a staple, says Matt's Palace. Drinking your Chattanooga Tootsie Roll, says, Safrix 4587. That thing it's pure. It's liquid Tootsie Roll. There's really no way else to describe it. It's so good. It's just chocolatey. It's malty. It's maybe you could say it's a Whoppers candy a little bit too. Almost everything that Sagamore does is great. Yeah, I would agree. I think almost everything Sagamore does is great, aside from maybe some of the finishes you do. But you kind of roll the dice with pretty much any finish. Disco 13 is great. The Hungarian oak is a great addition, says J May 27. All right, we're gonna dive into this. I know some bottles have already hit the market; they're starting to go out, so we're gonna test that theory here tonight. The only time I've had a Hungarian oak a couple times through Found North. They did a Hungarian oak release. Who else? I know I'm missing someone. Bowman. I think Bowman did a Hungarian oak. And I'm trying to think if I've had any others. But I think Found North was the main one that I've had with utilizing Hungarian oak in multiple releases. So we'll see what it does. Stephen F8619, cheers from Freeport, New York again. Your old stomping ground, sipping on the Manhattan Sagamore finish. Love it. Oh, that's right. Man, not only are you in Freeport, but you're sipping a Sagamore. That's pretty cool. Any tips for the first time KBF goer? Chris Terry, take it all in. Just try to manage your time. I'm not sure. It's a completely different experience depending on what ticket you get. If you have the VIP ticket or the higher up ticket, the private tastings and the kind of the private tastings are absolutely phenomenal. You could really taste some new stuff that hasn't even come out yet. It depends on the distillery. If you're doing just kind of a step down ticket, it's still pretty good. If you're doing just going to have fun, you still can have a lot of fun there. So, yeah. Are you going to blind the discos? Matt, I think I was thinking about that. I was thinking about not even tasting the 13 and just throwing it against the 11 and 12, kind of mixing it up and see what we get. I don't know how you guys feel about that. That might be kind of fun. Now, I'm going to pour them in the glasses. I don't have anybody here to do a blind for me, but I'll just mix them up and I'll see where we're at. Any idea when the 2 picks of Burai are dropping? I think those should be on the way to shared pour. So we should have now drink 13 alone first, in my opinion. I think so too. I think I need to take in 13 on its own first, and then we'll throw it in the blind. We'll still see. We'll still compare it and see how it does. Yeah, because of that Hungarian oak, it's not so much based on just it being turkey. So you need a drunken Susan to mix your glasses. Yeah, exactly, sweet Cindy. All right, yeah. Well, yeah, a lot of people saying that 13 will be obvious, so we'll definitely check it out. Mike Goose with the first super chat of the night. Even though your Mets are killing my Phillies, dude, the Mets are about. I'm not saying it yet, knock on wood, but if things hold, they could sweep the Phillies tonight. They'll only be back 4 games. And the Mets are starting to crush the ball again after a very, very dismal summer. They were tough to watch for a long time. If the double oak doesn't stand out like a sore thumb, they did something wrong, says Burvan. I don't know. I don't think Hungarian oak is a super, well, that's hard to say because I'm sure if you're using first fill, second fill, third fill, it could be very different. So, all right. So this is the first blend. Let me kind of tell you guys what happened over the weekend. So, over the weekend was the time for me to head to Barrel King and blend my first release for DrumKey. It was an amazing learning experience. I mean, you guys see me here and I blend and I, do certain things. I'll blend a couple of, fun whiskeys together to see, how they work, how it happens. Sometimes I do it at the end of episodes, at the end of, some of my reviews, especially like when I do the quadruple bass, triple bass, I'll just take all of them and blend them. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it's horrible. So I was a little bit nervous going into it, to be honest. And then when I got there and I saw the tank, and how many bottles we had to hit, it got me wondering, man, how can, I've never done this before. Blending is one thing when you're home, but blending to this scale when you're trying to hit 1,400 bottles, it's a whole different animal. And what I learned mostly is that even if you have the best blend in the world, where you think you do, you drop one more barrel into that thing, or even a half a barrel or a quarter of a gallon, it could completely change the game. Now, I kind of knew that before, but when it's happening to you in real time, it really sinks in that this is not great. Like, I really liked how it tasted before, and now it's kind of getting messed up. But obviously, with Jared and Matt over there, Matt Bunch, they guided me through it very well. Mostly Matt Bunch I was working with, and Jared was there just to kind of taste the whiskey and see how it was coming along. But what's your opinion on Buffalo Turkey again? Any good ones stick out? Chase it, says Reniculous. Reniculous, I don't like chasing Buffalo Turkey unless I get to try it first. That's my opinion on it. A lot of the great barrels have already hit the market. And I think I said this maybe even last week or the week before that if you're going to go for a Buffalo Turkey, try to see if you could taste it before you have to buy it and shell out all that money. Just because there are a lot of bad barrels out there. A lot of them are flat. They don't have a super rich palate. They're just kind of meh. They're kind of in between. I guess what do the kids say these days? It's a little mid. It's a little mid. And when you come across a good one, you're like, oh, holy shit, this is really good. But unless you know someone that's picking a really good barrel, you have a trusted palate that's picking a couple of good barrels, they're hard to find because there's a lot of mediocre ones out there. And also on top of that, you have guys that did buy Buffalo Turkey barrels and they've tasted them and they probably have found out that they are also mid. So what they're doing is that they're holding on to them, letting them age another year, maybe another year. Maybe we'll see 16, 17. We've already seen 16s. Maybe we'll see a 17 or an 18. Who knows? And the reason why they're going to do that is because they know that their barrel tastes like shit. So they're going to try to sell it off of an age statement rather than how good the whiskey is. So you have to really know what you're tasting when it comes to those Buffalo Turkeys. That's the best advice I can give you. Yeah, Buffalo Turkey is a good example of what unloved barrels can be like. Yeah, it's just got 12. Oh, I had this at the shop, and it was really, really good. So you're gonna enjoy that, Spiteful Bum. Bourbon 18, Barton 18 over Buffalo Turkey, says Nathan Jorgensen. Rare Character Exceptional Series is my favorite right now, says Coffee. Okay, yeah. I mean, I tried a Rare Character weeded bourbon that was really fantastic over the weekend. So anyway, so the first day I had to make a base blend. So we started out. I tasted through a bunch of different barrels, mainly Green River barrels. So when we got to cherry pick our barrels, we basically went through. I was very lucky enough a few months ago to go to Green River and literally cherry pick the barrels I wanted to use. Not every single one, but I was able to pick, a certain lot of barrels that had a flavor profile I liked. So we have different age statements, different mash bills, all being blended together into this one blend. Now, the base blend really contained a lot of the stuff that I wanted. Just your basic notes that you really want to find in a good bourbon. You want to find some really deep, rich oak. You want to find some depth there, some character. You want a little bit of some nuance, not complete nuance, because you want to build off of that. So first day was 4 barrels in the tank. Boom, we liked it. Next day we tasted it in the morning after it sat overnight, and it was good, but you could definitely see there were some missing components there. It wasn't dark and rich enough for me. It was still pretty bright, pretty fruit forward. I love the berry notes in it. They were really shining through. A little bit of that peach was coming through too, because that's really Green River's profile. Not in everything, but they do have a component that goes peach, maple, or sometimes even like a rich cherry. So there's a lot of in-between notes that you can add to your blend with that. So the next day we found 2 more barrels, and of course they were short barrels. So we found these lighter barrels that were so dense and rich and dark. And as soon as we added that to the blend, now obviously before you add this to the tank, you're pulling out a Glencairn with the actual your control blend, the blend that's in the tank, and you're just adding very little drips to it just to kind of simulate what a full barrel may do if you just put a little bit in. And we did that at least, I think I tried 6 or 7 barrels that day, maybe 8 barrels that day, before I found 2 barrels that really worked together with the initial blend. So then those went in. Then we stirred it up, and it just like, as soon as we dumped those 2 barrels in, all of a sudden the whiskey got so dark, and I was like, oh my God, I think we're on to something. We tasted that, and the next day we came in and tasted it, and we were just blown away how dark and rich it is. It tastes like a 12-year-old whiskey. It's crazy how it just has kind of interacted and how it changed so much. The dark berry notes on it are my favorite. There's a slight hint of butterscotch and dark berry that I absolutely loved. So the next day, Jared's like, look, we're going to need some more bottles, so you need to find another barrel. And that's what scared me because I loved it so much. So we were sitting there trying to find the component that worked with that blend. I think I tasted through about 8 or 9 barrels that day, trying to find a barrel that would work with the blend. And we finally did. Worked great, still added depth. It stretched out the flavor profile from front to back of the palate. It actually elongated the finish a little bit. And then he wanted to add one more. And I was like, dude, I don't know if we're going to find one more. We just tasted pretty much through every Green River barrel we had, the rest of the good ones. And lo and behold, we couldn't find something that really worked. It kept ruining the blend. So we just left the tank as is, and we covered it up. And this is what was in the tank. So basically, I will give you guys a couple of, I was posting these on Instagram. If you guys follow my Instagram, you might have seen these already. But here was that was the first day. Like, here are your barrels, Jason. Go get them. Now, not all of these are Green Rivers. Some of these are Wild Turkeys, MGP. He's got a bunch of stuff in there that's aging and sitting. And I was really excited to get to work, obviously, when I saw, the room. And then, like I said, after that second day where the whiskey got a little bit darker, it kind of turned into this. So that was the color on the second day. And as you could see in the background, that is the mixing tank. So that big tank, that big silver tank, was right behind that Glencairn. And that's what it looked like. Now, when we stirred it, it ended up looking like this. So this was the stirring video I think I have here. Check this out. Oh, crap, look at that. We're just mixing. Look at how dark that is. Oh my gosh.
That's fucking dark, guys. They didn't put all the old shit in it yet. That's crazy.
So that was the end of the second day. Then the third day came along, and then this was basically the last barrel that went into the blend. So again, this is the last barrel that went into the blend. I took a quick. How you doing, Matt?
Doing good, man. This is it. This is the last one. At least I think it's the last one.
I think it's the last one.
Go.
Last barrel of the first DrumKey blend going in now. It took a while, but we found it.
It took a little bit.
So that was the last day. So it took about 4 days to go through every single barrel I was able to use and throw in there. And then by the end, actually, what's this one? this was Jared bottling. He took the first bottle, which we took to a bottle share to see how people reacted to it. So this was him taking the first bottle out of the tank. Here you go, guys. This is officially the first bottle of DrumKey. Look at that.
I'm not sure that's fucking legit. That's dark, bro.
That is so dark.
That's dark, bro.
This is officially the first bottling of DrumKey spirits right there, and it is glorious. So we took I took a quick shot of the whole bottle in front of the tank, and as you can see, once the color settled, look at that beautiful color of that whiskey. So the entire 4 days was obviously it was a whirlwind. It was a lot of work. I was running on adrenaline the entire time. I barely slept, and then I came home and I think I slept like a rock. So, but it was super, super exciting. So, I love all the bare hands in there. Don't worry, that's all gonna blend right out. It's gonna blend right out. Haters will say it's food coloring. Yeah, I mean, if they do, I documented the entire process pretty much, so I can't say shit. So what I have here is, so that blend is now sitting in the tanks for, let's see, I left there on Monday, so we finished it. We kind of put the last barrel in late Sunday. It sat overnight on Monday. We tasted it. We liked it. And that's when we were trying to toy with it to see if we can add another barrel to it. And we decided not to. So it's been sitting since Monday. It's now Wednesday. So it's really only been a few days that it's been sitting. They're keeping an eye on it for me. And as soon as we pass a couple weeks, they're going to send me some more samples and we'll see what it looks like. But this is the first blend right here. And I only took a little. I don't want to pour a lot just because I want to save some of it in order to compare it to when I get the age samples, the samples that were sitting in the tank for a little longer, the one that's been mingling. So getting note of Jason's hand with this. Yeah, a little bit of, you might have got a little mozzarella on the palate, but yeah, here's the whiskey. You can see how nice of a color it's got. I'll even put it on I'll let my camera here set up here the old bottle cam. This could be the sample cam tonight, I guess. Let's see if that's working yet. Is that working yet? No, not yet. All right, sorry guys, I never actually plugged this into the to connect. There we go. All right, let's give that a go. There it is, and there is the whiskey. See a beautiful color on it. When we first tried it, we just kept wanting. I just kept wanting to evolve it. Let's see. I think I saw a question. What was the biggest thing you learned that you didn't know beforehand? I think some of the not just how to blend a whiskey, but how a whiskey blends. I know that sounds weird, but adding a barrel to this, or adding a fourth of something to this, or adding a gallon of something to this, what it does, what an oaky blend does to an entire blend, or I should say what an oaky barrel does to an entire blend, what a high proof barrel will do to a blend to stretch it out and to give it more punch. Sometimes it takes it over and it kills the entire palate. It's amazing. We found this one barrel that was an absolute, I think we don't know if it was hazmat. We never proofed it, but it was a really, really high proof blend. And it was, sorry, keep saying blend, very, very high proof short barrel. And there was only maybe 30 bottles in that entire barrel. And I actually picked it for a short barrel for myself. That's because it tasted so crazy. We added literally a drop into a full glass of the blend and it completely killed it. So just learning what types of barrels do certain things to certain other barrels, especially when you're blending, it's crazy. Like the whole science of it, how it works. And Matt and Jared were telling me now, your blend's gonna be sitting in this tank. And what happened was the next day, it had this really nice like punch of flavor in the front of the palate, had a little bit of an ethanol kick in the mid, and then once it got to the back palate, it got all berries. When we went back the next day after we added that last barrel, the ethanol had moved from the mid palate to the back of the palate. So I didn't get it on the mid palate anymore. Now it was all in the finish. And they were saying that as time goes on, as it sits and everything settles, that alcohol is going to start stretching and blending out. You should be left with all flavor. Now, if the ethanol stays, they can add an older whiskey, just like, you know, a quarter of a gallon here, just to top it off. That could even smooth it out further. So we have to see where it goes. I learned a lot of little tips and tricks, and I'm actually ready to do my next one. I want to do a rye blend next, and we'll see what happens. Let's see. Are all the mash bills in the... No, they're not the same mash bill, Bourbon. So we used the 21% rye mash bill from Green River. We used a 16% rye from Green River, and we used a 13% rye from Green River. So all those 3 mash bills, different ages ranging from 7 years to about 10 years old in the blend. And that's what we kind of topped it off. Oh yeah, that's right. I didn't say that. I forgot to say that. The oldest barrel we had is almost 10 years old. It was about 9, and it was just shy of 10 years. So we took a quarter of a gallon just to top it off on the top. They call it kind of glazing it right on top. This way, it just gives it this extra little punch of oak and depth. And it actually made a huge difference just from that quarter gallon. So little things like that you can do to a blend to just, you know, massage it in the right direction was pretty cool to watch. Can you talk about how you decided what went into the blend and what was a candidate for a single barrel? So if I found that a blend, so the base barrels were, I had a certain profile I was looking for. I wanted, obviously you had to pick full barrels for your base blend. So I wanted something that was going to build a little bit more depth, and you know, you want barrels that find the same notes that you want. Like some of the barrels were too peachy. I didn't want to use those because the peach is really hard to blend out. So I stayed away from those. I went for more of the cherry and the dark berry noted barrels. And then I also went for the heavy caramel, a little bit of maple barrels. And I saw how those work together. I'm like, these are the flavors I kind of want to work with the blend. So let's blend a few together. Let's see what works, what doesn't work. Then if I found a special barrel after that I'm like, oh man, this is really special, let's throw it in the blend and see what happens. There were instances where the two Green River single barrels that I picked completely ruined the blend. So I'm like, you know what? It's going to mess up the blend. Let's just keep them for single barrels. And that's basically how you differentiate it. How long do you mingle it in the reservoir? I think they're going to mingle it for at least a month, and we'll see how it goes. Or, you know, Jared and Matt are going to monitor it. And, you know, once they feel like, okay, man, this thing is so like ready and spot on, they're going to bottle it. So we'll see how it goes. The oldest in the blend is going to be that almost 10-year. Yep. All bourbon, no finishes. This is a straight Kentucky bourbon, blended, different mash bills, different ages, hitting the profile I wanted to hit. So you manage and yeah, I massaged and glazed it. Yeah. Isn't glazed like a not so great word these days? Yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said glazed. How do we get a bottle? You got to be either a patron of mine or you get them through Barrel King if you're a gold member. Does the peach age out to something else? Old peach? I don't know, Ferrand. I haven't tasted something super old from Green River, like at 12 years. I would like to taste the wheated bourbon from Green River. Their wheated bourbon single barrels are so peachy. I want to taste it at 12 years to see if the peach does age out. That's a great question. Just don't know that yet. What is the proof? So when we proofed it, it was 121 and change. That was the proof. Yeah, so I did try to blend it with Wild Turkey, and the Wild Turkey barrels that Barrel King had were very orange heavy, at least some of the better ones I found. And again, just like peach, the orange just started taking over the blend. So I kind of stayed away from those. Cats put it in a can, I mean a tank. Yeah, I stayed away from the peaches. There was a lot of peaches in the Green River barrels. All right, let me go into this blend and see how I like it now. Oh, it's still so dark, guys. This is the nose I wanted. It's dark, it's oaky. There's a hint of the last barrel we added gave it like a little bit of a cola note to it. So it's got this deep, rich cola vibe. There's also this buttery croissant butter. I'm not sure if it's butterscotch, but there's like a brown butteriness to it. A lot of baking spice here too. I love this nose. I think if you nose this, honestly, I think some people would think that this is a way older whiskey than it is. Let me see here. This thing punches you in the mouth a little bit. This is my first sip of the day, so I need to lead into it. Well, second sip technically. Man, but everything that we blended is there. The little bit of that buttery profile it has, this jamminess. It's got so much jamminess. If you guys like berry components in your whiskeys, this is going to be where it's at. So, interestingly enough, all the berry and the jamminess move to the finish. So once it hits the mid palate, you get your caramel, you get your oak, you get a lot of spice, and then the whole finish is just jam. And it goes and it goes and it goes. This is my profile, and I cannot wait to share it with you guys when it comes out. And I can't wait to see how this freaking thing sits. Because if the ethanol blends out a little bit, this is just going to be all flavor, and it's going to be a one dangerous sipper. So I'm really excited, man. Any DrumKey merch coming? Yes, Henry Turner. We have the logo, the labels are pretty much almost all set. We're just doing some testing on printing, seeing how it goes, and then once it's blessed, very, very soon. Great question. Top Jimmy, again, getting the 10 memberships. Thank you so much, man. Appreciate that. What do you think is the most cherry forward bourbon you have tried that is not finished? Probably it's either a George T. Stagg or a Michter's. One of those two had, I just can't remember which release or which one it was, but one of those releases, which Stagg would it have been? Was super cherry. Also, I think there was one of the Stagg Juniors. I just can't remember which exact batch it was. That's so cherry heavy and grape heavy like that. Oh, and you know what? I can't dismiss Wild. You know what? Scratch that. Wild Turkey 17-year bottled and bond Master's Keep. That's not only cherry, but it's medicinal cherry. I think Calumet 18 you could even throw in that conversation for sure. Yeah, Stagg for sure. Oh, there, yeah. Nathan said it. I think it's the most cherry I've ever had in a bourbon, hands down. It's so much cherry, and it goes medicinal the longer it sits in the bottle. Totally. Will you release have a theme, different names, or just batch one like barrel? So what we came up with is that the first release is going to be called the debut. That's going to be the first release. You guys will see the labels eventually. I can't reveal them just yet. But they came out really beautiful. They're exactly what I was looking for kind of a DrumKey type of label. And what we came up with, actually, somebody in my Patreon had a great idea. When I do single barrels, they're going to be called drum solos. So it'll be solo 1, solo 2, solo 3. This way, as it goes down the line, you guys will know exactly which single barrel that I'm releasing. Now, the single barrels I did pick was that one really, really short Green River. I picked another Green River that was just such a decadent flavor bomb of a whiskey. And it was just different than the others. No peach, none of that. And then the third one I picked was a 12-year MGP single barrel that is 102.6 proof, I think. And it is a flavor monster, even at 102 proof. So those are the three single barrels I grabbed. Is apricot one of the worst tasting notes? Yes or no? I don't think apricot is. I don't mind apricot. I just don't like when it tastes like fake trolley ring apricot. That I don't like. And the Mets sweep the Phillies. Holy shit. There you go. Wild Turkey 17. Yeah, well, no, Wild Turkey 17. Very, very cherry. I have a Green River single barrel that gives cough medicine a run for its money. The most cherry barrel I've had. Green River can go extremely cherry. We have a pick that we did called Jorge T. Swag that was all cherry and tobacco for sure. Not as cherry. That has cherry, but not as much as the other ones I mentioned. How much will this blend go for on secondary? I don't know. Hopefully none go on secondary. I just want people to enjoy them. Oh yeah, they were egg rolls idea. That's right. So yeah, Dan Spear egg roll, man. It was a great idea. So I'm using it. The Yanks swept the Nationals. I hope they swept the Nationals. I'm in love with this blend. I think it's what I wanted to create. There's actually a little touch of chocolate now emerging with the berry. Dude, I can't wait. I actually teared up in the shop to actually to be transparent, just because you're running on adrenaline for 3-4 days and you're just not sure what's going to happen, and it's your first release. And then when he pulled that bottle out of the tank, and I was floored on how good it came out, and that it's going to be my first release. So it was very emotional, very rewarding, but also now I'm just like, let's go. I want to get it out to people. So we'll see how it goes. But thanks to everybody who checked in on me throughout the weekend and had some great comments on Instagram. I really appreciate it. And also, obviously, my patrons. Love you guys. Any idea on yield? Right now, we're at 1,300 and change, I think. Almost 1,400 bottles, I believe. But I'm not sure. Yeah, I mean, there's going to be a certain amount for patrons, certain amount for gold members. We wanted to go more and stretch it, but we just couldn't. It was going to kill the blend. Jason, where are the rye barrels from for the next blend? Green River again. Really, really amazing rye barrels. I want to see if I can mix the Green River rye with with some of the high age MGP ryes they have, and see if I could create something funky. We'll see. A dupe, the 9-year sack picks I've had have all been smoked the 9-year small batch regular release. I could see that, man. I mean, those are like this 9-year already, dude. This pick that we did, I don't even remember it being this good. Because when you're in the moment and you're selecting between 4 or 5 barrels, we had a selection of a Amontillado cask finish, what was the other one? I think it was sherry. It was Amontillado sherry. I forgot what the other one was. There was another finish on it, and then we had a couple of the non-finished ones, and the non-finished ones blew it away. That might be the densest one I've tried. It's got so much rich fruit component to it. It's like orange marmalade with a little bit of maybe like a little bit of a grape jelly in there. But the orange marmalade is really, really but it's like dark and it's like rich. It's like everything is just draped in caramel. I think there's a hint of molasses there too. Slight tobacco note. This is, if you're a cigar connoisseurs that are in there in the chat, even if you don't like it, I think this could give Thomas H. Handy a run for its money, to be honest. I actually think most Sagamores, like the Sagamore 9-year, the 8-year, Sagamore's releasing that 10-year I want to get my hands on. I think those can easily give Thomas H. Handy a run for its. Remember, Thomas H. Handy is only 6 years old. So Sagamore just gives you a little bit more age to it, a little bit more depth, even though Thomas H. Handy, man, some of those year to year can be absolutely incredible. Love some great show. I grew up 30 miles from Bourbon, Missouri. I have a bottle of BK from there, general market release. What do I have to do to pick up your blend at the distillery? Rob, if you're just keeping up with the communications with Barrel King, there's going to be plenty of communications about the first release. So just keep an eye out. Where is he loves something? Buddy picked me up a 9 and 10-year today at Sagamore. Dude, I got to get that 10-year. If anybody's near Sagamore and grabs one of those 10 years, let me know. I want that thing. So I'm going to let this open up. But next week, guys, Patreon members, this is going to be a freaking killer release. I'm already loving this already. So the Discovery Series has his work cut out for it tonight. Actually, you know what? I'm just going to keep sipping on that for a little bit. I'm going to go through a couple news stories here. I don't have a lot, and then we're going to dive into the discoveries. We'll get right into it, guys. Is that Sag pick a 9-year? Yeah, it's 9.5 years old. That brings up a good question. What is the oldest rye out there? I can't think much that goes beyond 12. This one's 14. This is a 14-year rye. This is from National Barrel Company. They dropped this this barrel. Sorry, here. Let me get that off. Stella's Secret Stash, and there you can see straight rye whiskey, 116.20 proof, 14-year bottle, distilled in Indiana. So that's an MGP 14-year rye. I'm going to try that a little bit later. I don't want to get into rye. Actually, I already got into rye. Maybe I should. Jason, thanks in advance to you and Scott for all your hard work for the meetup. I think we're all clamoring for tickets, and I just want to say I'm sure it's a lot of work, and thank you. Oh, I appreciate that. Thanks, John. Yeah, we're this close. Dan, that looks dark. Yeah, it's really dark. Oh man, I forgot that they don't do the wax thing. Well, I think I could peel that off. I do have a knife down here, so I should be able to open that a little later. Rittenhouse 23 is incredible. I haven't had that. Bob Glass, BK member, almost 2 years, 30 minutes away. Can't wait to get your release. Yeah, can't wait for you to try it. Redemption 8. Oh yeah, Redemption 18. That's another dark rye, but also an old rye for sure. This Sagamore Richard is going to be released next week on Friday. Not this Friday, the following Friday. Because I have to make a sticker for it, and I haven't been able to do it because everything's been crazy. So, all right, let's get into just a couple news stories here. Like I said, there's not a lot to talk about this week. Jack Daniels officially did the press release for this bottle, and I'm actually surprised that it was, I guess, kind of late. Jack Daniels Single Barrel Heritage Barrel whiskey returns for the first time in 6 years, and it's here to stay. The Heritage Barrel expression is distilled from Jack Daniels' traditional mash bill of 80 corn, 12 rye. 8 rye and 12 malted barley. After charcoal mellowing, the spirit enters special barrels that are prepared with a high toast, low char toasting technique that Jack Daniels says was inspired by the earliest barrel making traditions, created a deeper, richer toasted layer before charring. Comes in at 100 proof, and it's some of Jack Daniels' highest elevated rickhouses. All single barrel heritage barrels are aged for at least 7 years. Now, they say that this is going to be an ongoing release, $70 a bottle for 750 milliliter bottle. So this is, I keep saying, equate this to Old Forester 1910, where that released into markets. It went really quickly. It just kind of disappeared from the shelves. We didn't see it again for a little while. And then all of a sudden now it's everywhere. I think that's what's going to happen with this Jack once it kind of gets through the first wave of everybody going a little bit nuts for it. So yeah. What else do we have? Yeah, the Sagamore Rye is it's an MGP pick. I'm sorry, M&J pick. I think Whistle Pig has some pretty old rye releases too. Yeah, but a lot of their ryes are Canadian ryes. Let's see. Old Overholt has a 14. Yeah, I mean, there's some old ryes out there. I mean, you don't see a lot past 12, but there are a lot more these days than there used to be. Let's see here. Okay. So that was that release, and I think I want to give away a bottle of that tonight. Has anybody not seen that in their area? If not, I could give away a bottle tonight. I have an extra bottle that Jack Daniels actually sent it to me. I didn't know I was getting one, so I actually have one. So maybe I'll give it away tonight. Maybe I'll give it away a little bit later. Don't send super chats yet. Maybe I'll give it away a little later in case none of you guys got it. Canada doesn't count. Never seen it. Okay. Yeah, maybe it's a good opportunity to maybe give one away. Okay, let's go to the next one. And actually, I think this has to do with I think there's a bunch of information on this. Well, actually, yeah, I could just do this here. Let me pull up this photo because the next round of Penelope's, the estate collection, has been announced. There's some new unique ones in here, which I think are pretty cool. So let me talk about this here a little bit. So Penelope has unveiled their 2025 estate collection featuring heightened age statements and a French oak finish. That got my attention. So on Thursday, Penelope Bourbon unveiled the 2025 estate collection, which will roll out in September. This time around will feature 5 age-stated straight bourbons, up from last year's count of 3, highlighted by Omega, a whiskey finish in French oak barrels, and a 13-year-old Founder's Reserve. So Danny Polisi, founder and master blender, said the Omega release reflects years of experimentation with French oak casks from Radeau Cooperage. We're excited to introduce Omega as part of the estate collection. We've been experimenting with these French oak finishing casks built by the Radeau Cooperage, which utilizes oak from the most prestigious French forests, Polisi said in a news release. All right, so let me run through these real quick. Penelope Founders Reserve, 13-year. This is going to be a $200 bottle, 78 corn, 10 rye, 12 barley. So is that 78, 10, 12? Is that Schmev and Schmill? 11 bottle cast strength, 121.4 proof, about 3,700 cases will be on shelves for that one. That is the... Yeah, isn't that the Heaven Hill mash bill? Am I going crazy? I think that's what that is. Okay, I'll double check on that. Penelope Omega, 11-year straight bourbon whiskey. That's $129.99. 11 years. This is going to be, let's see, 78 corn, 10 rye, 12 malted barley. Omega is bottled at 109.8 proof. A limited allocation of 1,800 cases will arrive in select markets. Single barrel 10-year bourbon will be $90. 75 corn, 21 rye, and 4% malted barley, bottled at 99 proof. Then lastly, you have the Penelope Private Selection 10-year bourbon coming in at $79.99, coming in at 74 corn, 20% rye, 1% wheat, and 5% malted barley. So that's more of their traditional 4-grain mash bill, 106.8 proof, bottled at $79.99. So there you go. These are all going to start rolling out pretty soon. So if you're a Penelope fan, keep an eye out. And there you go. Let's see what you guys are saying. Wasn't the Omega 13 the device in Galaxy? Oh, it might be. What age is that Founders from Penelope? The Founders is Founders. 13 years. 13 years. It's leftover stocks from when NGP bought Luxco from Heaven Hill. Yeah, that's what I thought it would be, Nathan, because I'm trying to think of like the synergy between them and Heaven Hill, and I'm thinking, oh yeah, Luxco had a shit ton of barrels from Heaven Hill because it was going into all their Rebel and their Ezra stuff. So that's probably what they're utilizing. So it's Heaven Hill. There you go. We are going to get this released next week at Lux Row, says Jamie Henley. Oh, that's pretty cool. Oh, so it's releasing very soon then. Leftover Elijah Craig stock. I think it's just going to be stock they use for Ezra Brooks, to be honest. So, but good age statements. They're hand selected barrels. I'm sure they're going to be pretty delicious, especially knowing how well they pick barrels over at Penelope. So, yeah, I mean, pretty good. Oh, I mean, guys, the biggest release of the week, Crown Royal chocolate. Just got to tell you guys, do not miss out on Crown Royal chocolate. Hey, you mix the chocolate and the Crown Royal blackberry together, you might have like a chocolate covered blackberry. I mean, this is sitting all over here in Ohio already, so I don't know if anybody's gotten to try that thing, but I kind of dig the fact they're pouring it in ice with some little orange peel in there. Orange and chocolate go great together. Then it looks like they dusted the glass on the side with some chocolate bits. At least that's what that looks like. But hey, if you guys are interested, go for it. There you go. Those are the news stories, and we done. Besides all the DrumKey news you guys got. Barf. Mixed with maple syrup and Angostura. I could see that working. This is not a paid advertisement. I literally just pulled that off of there. I don't know. I don't know if I've ever spoken to anybody from Crown Royal. I just pulled it because the picture was nice. Sipping some Sagamore Manhattan with a cigar. Looks like a gas station bathroom. All right. I'm going to do one last sip here, and then we're going to dive into the Ferrand first, and then we'll actually, the Ferrand is that the cognac finish. I'm just going to do the Discovery first, I think. Okay. Get some water. Did you do the Green River pick with the legendary Gabe owners, Thickless? No, did not. What are your thoughts on the bowling pin from Beam? So I love the idea. You know, anything that here it is. If you guys don't know what he's talking about, this is the Jim Beam bowling pin decanter bottle that they released over the weekend on Saturday. And basically, what they did is they basically recreated the old bowling pin decanter from from I think the 60s and 70s. This is one of their most popular one. Has a gold top. It's 8 years old and it comes in I think at 86.8 proof. I think is the proof point. It's either 86.8 or 88.6. I think it's 86.8 if I remember correctly. Anyway, they were releasing these at Jim Beam. You could buy them by the case. Guys had these things on secondary immediately. And I knew it was coming. I said it last week. I'm like, you're going to see these on secondary like that. And there they were. Guys were trying to sell them for about $200 a pop. They were $100, I believe, retail, and $200 to $250 going on secondary. I don't think they're going to make it out to stores unless it's going to be Kentucky only release. But right now, as far as I know, you can only get them at the distillery. So, I mean, I would assume that because it's only 86 proof, that those things they probably have a ton of it. So if you didn't get it this Saturday, maybe they'll hang around the distillery for a little while. You might be able to get one down the line. Yeah, it's not a train, so I'm not interested if it's not a train. Okay, let me find the. Oh, here it is. So Bardstown sent me this itty bitty bottle of their new Discovery 13 release. It came in this cool box, which they always do a great job with their marketing. Like I said, I'm always transparent with you guys when people send me stuff and just like to go over it with you guys and show you exactly what I get in the mail. I think it's pretty cool. Bardstown always does a great job with their marketing. So does Green River. Obviously, it's the parent company. So they always do really, really great work with, remember the Cathedral, that crazy looking box? I mean, they really know how to present, even if it's just a sample. It's crazy. So, all right, let's go through this here. Now, here is the blend of the latest discuss. So here it is. Bardstown Series 13, 110.8 proof. And here is the blend components. 9 year, 9 year, 15 year, and 8 year. So some pretty big ages here, which I think is really cool. Up to 15 years. So you have 45% of the blend is that 9 year 74 18 8. Which I believe is Barton. You have 22% of the blend is a 9 year 78 10 12. That's that good old Heaven Hill mash bill we just saw before coming out of Penelope. 20% of the blend is that 15 year 75 13 12. So here's the thing that people have been talking about. It's that this old turkey that Bardstown Bourbon Company has. Is it the buffalo turkey they're using? I haven't seen if anyone has confirmed that or not, but chances are it could be, unless they've just been sitting on a bunch of barrels that just keep getting older and over each year. Maybe they have access to some older barrels at whatchamacallit, at Wild Turkey. I don't know. I think it's an interesting theory. It could be. I'm not saying it can't, but who knows? And then 13% of the blend to round it out is an 8 year 70 21 9. From 13 year 8 year, which could be Green River possibly, based on that mash bill. So there you go. Those are the components, and I'll get into kind of the fine details here because I did get I think I got a whole email with everything on here. Let's see here. Yep, here it is. So the entire rundown for this whiskey. Oh, nope, I don't want that. Oh, here it is. Discovery 13th release, double barrel, $139.99 retail, double barreled in American and Hungarian oak. Highlights the art of blending, offers whiskey that's rich, layered. Okay, double barreled for the first time, adding depth and distinction. Let me see. We'll get to the Ferrand a little bit later. The Ferrand is also $139.99, by the way, but we will get into it. So, yeah, Hungarian American oak. Let's try this thing. Oh, that was weak. Hoping for a big pop there. Oh man, you know, I gotta say, just pouring out of that glass, it looked really thick and rich. Kind of dig that. Let me show you guys here the let me show you guys the way here of the small little baby bottle. There it is. There's the bottle cam. Showing you the little baby bottle here. Series number 13. They kind of went with like kind of a holographic treatment on the color band, which tells you what series it is. But there it is, 110.8 proof, and there we go. Just to kind of show you against a full size bottle, that's kind of the size difference you could see. Size matters. All right. Praise the Lord, another disco without Tennessee in it. Yeah, I mean, they've gone that direction for quite a while now. Chad from our character said BBC got buffalo turkey. I figured that's what it could be. No one should be using any buffalo turkey in a blender. Yeah, pay later. But is it bespoke? It's definitely bespoke. Worried about this one. Double barreling at 15 years sounds weird. Thinking the cognac finish one will be better, but we will see. Here's the thing, Coffee Gaming. This goes back to what I said. If it was buffalo turkey, sometimes those barrels were a little flat. Just saying. SRP on the blend, I said, is $139.99, so $140 retail. Okay. That's what she said. You guys never miss a beat. I love how when I taste something new, like the chat just takes off. Love it. I feel like I'm a little out of focus. Let's see what I can do this here. That might be a little better. Oh, that's better. Oh, now you guys can see me even clearer. That's terrible. Have they been using buffalo turkey barrel since Disco 11? I mean, that's my thought process. That's my thought process. Okay. Yeah, redefines what a blend can be. Okay, all the good words that you want. No bespoke. Did not say the bespoke at all. Shots. What? Yeah, this needs a little time because right now, every time I just went back into the nose after the first nose I took, I was like, meh, I don't know about this one. Second nose I just took, it opened up, got a lot nicer. Yeah, when you guys were saying it before in the chat, how it's completely different, it smells completely different than 12 and 13. Yeah, this is a much more. It doesn't smell like turkey at all. It's much more spice driven. Disco 11 over 12, in my opinion, says Jeremy Erard. You know, honestly, dude, man, you can't go wrong with either one. I think if you like a little bit more oak, 11 was the move. If you had 12 definitely had a little bit more elevated sweetness, I think, than 11 did. So I think it just depends. Have they not been putting progressively older turkey in their blends? Even Disco 10 and 13 had turkey in it. Yeah, but that's what I mean. Like, has it been some of the buffalo turkey that they got early on that they've been using in these blends, not straight up, regular turkey? Have you used a frother to open up pores in the glass? I have not, one Doc Sanch, and that's kind of I might have to experiment with that. I'm going to do that. I might do that live. Okay, so let's see here. Giselle's Jonathan, what are you doing, man? Oh, man, this smells like a dessert. I'm trying to place the dessert. It smells like a very, very distinct dessert, and I'm trying to remember where it's taking me to. This might be a little bit oh man, this is getting sweeter. This is like that. It literally smells like that when you get a creme brulee and it comes out, and that top of the sugar that's been flambéed. And not only am I getting the sweet, but it's almost like it happened in front of me, and I'm getting a little bit of there's a hint of smoke here, which is interesting. It's not so much. There's another dessert I'm trying to think of. It's a Spanish dessert, flan. That's what it's called, flan. Have any of you had flan out there? Am I talking crazy to you? Do you know what flan is? Flan is kind of like the Spanish version of creme brulee, actually, but it's got a little bit more of a toffee kick to it. It's a little bit more caramel heavy and buttery, but it also has that beautiful custard that just kind of floats down the sides of the flan. It's so good, and it's literally taking me back there because I remember having that dessert at a restaurant when I lived in New York, and they would always serve it with their like cinnamon infused coffee. So the flavors of here are like completely taking me back to that, which is interesting. Yes, I've had it. It's amazing. Flan. Yeah, so flan is a custard. Yeah, it's just a little different though, John Legallo. It's not it's different than creme brulee. Yeah, custard and caramel. That's what I get on here. I get custard, caramel, a little bit of smoke, and there's some baking. I'm getting a little clove here, which is interesting. Don't normally pick up clove unless it's pretty rye heavy. All right, let's give it a try. I'm excited to try this. Oh, best thing so far is it's syrupy. This really does. Even when I poured it, I said it looked like it's going to have a really heavy texture. It really does. It's rich, it's creamy, it's sweet. It gives you all the flavors I just talked about. But it's very creamy. Probably, man, I'm gonna have to compare this to 11 and 12, but you guys are right. This is a completely different animal than 11 and 12. If anything, it's closer to 12, I would think, than 11. But we'll test that theory. Okay, second sip going in, not as impressive, but the mid palate to the back palate is where this thing sings. Front of the palate, I think I want that big burst of flavor. I'm not really getting it on the tip of the tongue, but the mid to back palate, starting to get some dark fruit now. This thing is evolving a little bit. Definitely get the oak. The cinnamon clove combination is definitely there. And that crusty brown sugar top of a creme brulee, or even like that custardy like caramel driven flan, is all wrapped up in there. And I think I'm thinking flan because sometimes when you so flan is weird because it could be a little bit gelatinous. Like when it comes, you order from a certain place, you kind of put it down in front of you, you could kind of wiggle a little bit. But when you go to a restaurant that makes a really good flan it's just super creamy and decadent, that's what this reminds me of. Hawk said number one bourbon of the year. Oh, just kidding. Oh, okay. I'm a cigar guy. Really need a live with you tasting while have a good cigar. So many different flavors come out from good pours. Thoughts? Yeah, I mean, I'm all for cigar pairing, man. I love it. I don't smoke as much as I used to, but I do like it every now and again for sure. Yeah, I mean, same age Turkey was using discos prior to 11. Well, yeah, that's the thing, a dupe. I don't. I'm just putting it out there. Maybe that's what it is. It could be. Not sure. I don't know for sure. I'm just speculating. It's just one of those things where I don't know. It just like makes you think. Was it the buffalo turkey stuff that they used? I'll see if I can find out. Man, I do think that the 15 year really comes through on the nose. There's a nice balance here. You get sweet, you get oak. There's some depth, a little bit of an aged oak profile, but the fruit note that's coming in on the mid palate now and out of the nose is actually really inviting. Yeah, I would say, man, I think the thing that has me on this is the texture of it. It's just really creamy. Watching this live while sipping some B525. Jason, when I sit down, I wiggle a little bit. I know you do, Bourbon. Is it worth the SRP? You know, the best part of this is the finish. It's so good. Is there any, let's see here. I mean, it's just basically like everything you love in the flavors of bourbon, just elevated a little bit. The berry in this is a little bit darker. It's not as bright. I really do enjoy the again, the texture, the toffee vibe of it. It's good. I'm gonna pour a little more just because I just feel like I want this to open up here a little bit. I don't know where I would put this quite yet. It's like I know I like it. Do I love it? Or do I really love it? Right now, I think I'm going in the. I'm leaning. I'm definitely in like it mode. I don't know if I'm going to lean into. I really like it mode. Let's see. I'm gonna pour the other discoveries here. Just let's have fun with this. So this is Series 11. Haven't had this in a minute. And then let's have Series 12. Honestly, I think I flip back and forth because I know someone's going to ask you like 11 or 12 better. I think I flip back and forth, to be honest. I know that's kind of a cop-out, but sometimes I do. I prefer 11 over 12 and vice versa. I think if I want to, like for my palate, if I want something sweeter, I go for 12. If I want something with a little bit more spiciness and a little bit more oak, I go 11. So I'm just going to play off of the Better Than Nonino. Well, that's a whole different ball game, dude. Amaro Nonino has that floral capacity, that floral quality to it that just makes it really different. Even if I really like it, that's still not love it. Texture and viscosity are a major part of the tasting experience for me. Great texture can make up for what's lacking in flavor. Yeah, Steven, that's where I'm at. I don't think this isn't like wowing me, but at the same time, the texture of it, I feel like is what's saving it a bit. All right, let's go to 11, which I haven't had in a minute here. Oh, yeah, it's a completely different animal than the 13. So I'm just hoping this tasting kind of helps guide you guys a bit, as always, just based on what I'm tasting, what I'm experiencing. So when you're trying to make your decision, if you like 11, if you like 12 so much, or you're hoping 13 is going to be better, worse, or it's obviously a different animal just off the nose. But the 11, I feel like the 11 is I can kind of get more of the turkey aspect. I get a lot of cinnamon orange in here. Definitely the oak is prevalent. Yeah, that tastes like turkey in a good way. Yeah, maybe that isn't buffalo turkey because it tastes like straight up turkey to me, especially coming off the 13. Cinnamon, clove, vanilla custard, kind of like your cake icing type of note with the Discovery 11. But the oak and the spiciness of it, that not so much spice, but like prickliness. It's got like that oak tannin, the oak spice, which I really dig in 11. So good. All right, let's go to 12. Yeah, guys, if you could, you got 548 people in the chat. If you while you're here, guys, please hit that like button below. I really appreciate everybody watching tonight. You know, you could be doing anything tonight on a Wednesday, but glad you're watching the Master Drum. I appreciate it, guys. Appreciate all the love. All right, let's go to 12. 12 to me immediately sweeter on the nose. A little bit more dried fruit. I feel like 12 leans into more what people would like more overall than 11, but could be wrong. 12 is just delicious bourbon. Love the sweetness balanced by the oak. Not too spicy. This is from Coffee Gaming. Actually great for newish bourbon drinkers that come to my house. Loving them more elevated experience. Oh, I have a really good meme of the week. You just reminded me, Coffee Gaming. I'll also get into that. It's Whiskey Wednesday. What else would I be watching? I don't know. Wow. Dude, I like 12. I think 11 has more punch and more of like the classic flavors I love, but 12 is just so much more. 12 just has more depth to it. It just does. It's kind of like the difference between, I don't know, like a Russell's 13 versus like a Russell single barrel. You have some Russell single barrels that are really good, but then you have Russell's 13 and there's just some extra layers to it. I feel like 12 has a little bit more extra layers of flavor to it. I think the vanilla custard's more elevated, the dried fruit is more elevated. I think the texture is even more elevated in 12 versus 11. Dude. "12 has this beautiful little sweet oak right at the end that makes you think, man, this thing has some. I think the oldest, what was the oldest whiskey in here? 18. Oh my God, I can't even read this shit anymore. My word. How much is it? How old is it? What is that? 16, 14 year. 14 year, dude. And I think it's got a better finish than the 11 does, but the 11 has that oak spice too, which I really like. All right, now let's go to the 13 and see where we're at. Let's see how different it is here compared to these two. Oh my God, I just went to the nose on the 13 and it smells like straight up maple syrup and pancakes. Like a maple donut. Holy shit. A smoked maple donut. Yes. This is why I love doing these comparisons, guys. This other bourbons and whiskeys bring out flavors of the other ones. It's still boggles my mind, even though I do this shit every week. I love it. Oh man. So man, it is the nose just went all maple. Like where did that come from? I wasn't getting that in the beginning. Disco 12 has got to be better than this year's Russell Reserve 13. Just got home. Sup, Jason? Having a pour of EHT Barrel Proof Batch 13 says, no world for Eric. Oh, no world for Eric. Yeah, for sure, man. Thanks for chiming in. It's got all the sweet flavors. They're just different animals. It's hard to. I'll say this. I think 11 and 12 have more punch and more oomph than the 13 does. I think 13 and 12 have similar textures where it's a little bit more syrupy. I do think that while the 12 kind of really gives you a bevy of flavors from front to back, I feel like the 13 is more back driven, where back that ass up, where it's I was made myself I was getting a little hiccup there. The 13 likes to back that ass up, where at the mid palate and the back of the palate, where there's just a little bit more going on, more in the mid to back rather than the entire experience. But it is hard to deny the sweetness in 13. I'm telling you, 13 is that is, if you have a sweet tooth, you're going to love 13. Dude, the 13 does what? I think 12 user. So he says 12, 11, and then 13. Corvette Trey, this is the question I'm trying to decipher in my brain right now. Is 13 sweeter than 12, or is it's just a different sweetness? Let me go back to 12. See, what 13 has is more of an aged oak profile, but it is very sweet. And I think it's more dark fruit heavy. I think 12 has a little bit more of a rich fruit characteristic that 13 does not. 13 to me has some dried fruit, but now when I go back to it, I think when you start comparing it, it kind of loses the fruit and it goes all like donut. It's like maple donut, like a smoked maple donut with some like vanilla custard, and then you have like that Hungarian oak, that spice on the back end is what makes it really interesting on the back. But remember, it's 110 proof. It's not going to smack you in the palate. But I mean, people were saying that this 12 year might be, or I'm not sorry, the 12 year, the Discovery 12 could be a good beginner whiskey. I think 13 might be a better. I'm not saying better, but I think 13 could be also kind of a beginner whiskey because of how sweet it is. Yeah, it's a different animal. I think I still think 12 is the GOAT from the last 3 releases. I still think this is my favorite. Now, do I like 13 more than 11? God, 11 has so much kick now. And even 11 got sweeter coming off 13. Wow, 11 just gave me clove, which is a turkey note. Let's see. Yeah, it's good. It's just sugary, sweet. The thing that saves, if 13 didn't have that little kick on the back end, I'd be like, man, I don't know about this one. But I love the little spice on the back end of 13. So right now, I'll probably would say that 13 could be lean more towards a try before you buy, just because if you're basing everything off of 12 and 11, I don't think it doesn't have the spiciness of 11, and it doesn't have the depth that 12 has, but it is a different beast. But I do think that it has a lot of great sweet flavors. I like the profile of it. I think they did a great job with it. But if you're expecting it to be this big flavor bomb as the 12 is, it just, again, guys, this is like one of those things where I know just we're in the business of comparing. We like to compare one to the other. You got to remember, Discovery Series is an experimental series. They try different blends, different finishes, and see what happens. Are some a lot better than others? Sure. But I think there's going to be a certain type of drinker that's going to absolutely love 13. I just think because I'm such a turkey head, I really like 11 and 12. So I compare 13 to 8, which was also wood finished. This is giving me try before you buy vibes. Yeah, I think maybe. But I do think the maple donut note, I'm enjoying dude. I said that ECBP B525. I said when I tasted that shit that ECBP is back just for that batch. I think it's a really good batch. I also think A124 was actually a little underrated. I went back to that the other day and I was like, oh, I didn't remember it being this pretty good. Jason, have you ever tried the ECBP rye yet? I had tried ECBP rye. I mean, I've had the Parker's rye. That was good. Toasted maple sounds like the JD Heritage. Nah, Tony, completely different profile. This is sweeter than the JD. The JD Heritage is a lot darker than this. It's a lot darker. This is a more of a on the, vanilla custard, like burnt sugar, donut, maple, all that. There is a little hint of smoke to it, which I kind of appreciate. And it's got some spice on the back end, but this does not hit like 12 and 11 does. It's just a completely different animal. So for 140, I would probably say where I said 12 was go and buy it. And I think people did. This 13 might be closer to a try before you buy, I think, at least right now. Just being honest. Yeah, the ECB Pure Eye is a you do bourbon. The only cast strength rye I've had. Well, you know what? That's not true. I did get a pour of. I did try one of the barrels of their cast strength rye when I was there. It wasn't a release, but I did get to try it. It was friggin' really good. It's only available with the YouTube. Yeah, okay, yeah. Boycotting ECBP until it's 13-year plus and hazmat. Wow, good to know JD Heritage is darker. Jason has referring to the barrel proof rye at the UDO bourbon. Yeah, no, I haven't had that particular release. No. I did have a pour out of a barrel though, which was really good. I'm like, when are you coming out with this shit? Having some Sagamore VDN finish as Eric Christensen. Our first, the pick we did for the our summer jam, the first, Master Journey meetup. We did a VDN finish, which was delicious. How often do you actually get to enjoy bourbon with friends, family without being in front of a camera? Outside the star? It's a great question, actually. Probably not as much as I'd like. But I do that podcast with the Bourbon Hunters. I haven't seen those guys in quite a while because with so much going on. So I love hanging out with them and talking bourbon. My mom likes to come over and drink bourbon. But other than that, not really anyone else. You guys are kind of it for me most of the time. Aaron Mudge says Disco 2 is the all-time GOAT. You know what? I don't disagree with you. I think it's up there, man. I may not disagree with you. I think 2 and 3 are the ones that I love the most. I think 3 is a little under. I mean, everyone talks about 2, but 3 is really good too. Oh yeah, Ferrand. Let me go to Ferrand here. This thing is so sweet. It's weird. When I drink it on its own, I'm not getting so much of the maple. But when I have it right after 12, it's maple. I don't know. I'm curious if anybody gets this, if they get as much maple as I do. But this is, I think, like I said, to just kind of recap this, I think it's going to be a try before you buy for me, at least right now. I think it's really good. It's very sweet. It doesn't have the depth that 12 has. But again, it's a different animal. So you have to kind of judge it on, one per. I think 12 and 11 are really good comparisons because there's a lot of the same components in there. However, this one is it's just way different. So you just have to see what you like and what you don't like. But as far as just overall flavor, if you like sweet, if you're, fat kid whiskey, maybe not be that sweet, but if just picture the person in your life that loves to eat creme brulee the most, they would love this. So there you go. All right, let's go to the Ferrand, which I'm really excited to try. Now, I'll be honest, was not that impressed with the first Ferrand. To be honest, I just thought it was okay. I'm hoping the second one is better. I'm gonna keep this handy right here. So let me get into the details of the Ferrand. So the Ferrand is also $139.99. Blend of straight whiskey finished in cask that previously held Ferrand cognac. The distillery's second partnership with Ferrand sees Kentucky straight whiskey finished 15 months in Maison Ferrand cognac barrels, merging American character with French refinement. Let's see. Yep, 100. Does it have a proof on there? No proof. I'll have to read it on the little sample bottle they gave me. Let me show you guys this here. So here is the baby Ferrand bottle. So this is the new one. This is what the new one's going to look like. And there you see the proof. What does that say? 111 point. Is that an 8 or 6? 111.8, 111.6, something like that. So 111 proof and change. And here are the blend components. Hopefully we can get a look at that. So come on, focus up there. Okay, there you go. You have a 6-year, a 12-year, an 11-year, and a 9-year. So that is the blend components. So 3 Kentucky bourbons, and then you have the Bardstown Bourbon Company, 95.5 rye that's in there. That's 6 years. So you got a little Burrye action in here. Okay, interesting. Now the old Ferrand is this bottle. I don't know if you guys remember this one, but here's the original Ferrand looking bottle. There it is. Coming in at 110 proof. And let's go to the blend components. Oh, doesn't really say. Oh, this is when they just used to type them on there. A blend of 7 and 11-year-old Kentucky bourbon aged in cognac. All right, so a little bit more of a simpler blend on the older one. So let's go to this one. Yeah, that's right, guys. Hit the like button. Appreciate it. Let's get into this. Yeah, so like I said, I wasn't that crazy about this Ferrand. Although there's a lot missing. I mean, did I share that out or did I drink more than I thought I did? I don't remember. Let's see. Jason, is that a 50 ml? This is it's a 200 ml. Let's see if we can see a color difference here. You know, the new one looks a shade darker. Let's see what we get. Price on this one, Fritzy, $139.99, just like the Discovery. $139.99. I mean, off the rip here, the nose on the Bardstown. I'm sorry, the Bardstown. The Ferrand, let's call it the Ferrand 2, is definitely a little bit. It's juicier than the first one. When I say juicier, just like I'm getting more like grape ape juice and grapiness and but I mean one has it too a little bit, but man, that is just grape candy all day on number one. Grapey, slight touch of oak. Not a lot of oak here. It's not stag grape. I think it's more of a like a grape like peel. Like if you've ever actually here's a way to describe it. If you've ever been around like a grape mash or something like that, if you've ever been to a winery and you kind of smell the grapes in the air, that's what it smells like. It's not like that super candied grape that it comes from Stag or E.H. Taylor or anything like that. I'm not even E.H. Taylor, Eagle Rare. But yeah, interesting notes here. So I mean, screw it. I'm just going to taste this thing. Let's see how it is, guys. Dude, that's delicious. Dude, Bardstown just making like candy treats. Super sweet. Again, that I'm not going to say it's like Big League Chew bubblegum grape. This is more of a it's like this is like a wine grape type of feel. It's a little tannic. You can almost get a little bit of a drying effect in there, and I'm not sure if that's coming from the cognac or if it's coming from the oak here, but there's a little bit of a dry tannic effect that's happening. Dude, that's dangerously delicious. It's man, I thought the 13 was sweet. This is like sipping candy. Dude. It's like a mix of grape and like black cherry in a way. I do think there's some black cherry in there. Not like bright cherry, like a dark cherry. Maybe like a borderline Luxardo is there. It's got a lot of spice on the back palate. That's probably from that 95.5 rye, which I think does add a little level of depth to it, which I dig. I mean, it's almost borderline like grapey, like getting into like raisin, like sun-made raisin. Yeah. You should do a tag team tournament where you put bourbon and rye from the stems from some distillery up against each other. That's a good idea, Steve. I may think about that. Like Penelope Rio sweet? No, 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 no. Not that level of sweetness. Penelope Rio sweetness is like that's like it's not added like you feel like they added like some sugar to that bottle. They didn't, but it feels that way. That's not this sweet. Big League Chew grape just tastes like purple. Yeah, I could see that. Um, I have a warehouse eye floor. Oh, I missed that. Hold on. I have a warehouse eye floor, 400, 100 proof Black Old Forester, great Big League Chew, 100%. It's the best palate knows. It's so good. Wow, that sounds delicious. I don't get grape very much on Old Forester. That's unique. That's pretty good. Oh, to the 1792 cognac, dude, that's a great idea. I didn't remember. I didn't remember. Oh, actually, let me try this one real quick. I can tell you which one I like better. Oh, this one for sure. I don't know if this just has a little bit too much airtime, but this has a little bit of like a sourness to it. There's more ethanol you could taste in the first Ferrand, which I think is kind of taking away from the like the sweet flavors that you get like you're getting in here. So yeah, if you got the first Ferrand and you weren't that crazy about it, I don't blame you. The second Ferrand is way better. There's no off flavors. There's no ethanol, and I don't know. It's just it's definitely a better blend and definitely a better finish, and it's got way more spice and kick on the back end because of that rye, which is really nice. This 1792. Oh, that was squeaky. Sorry. I don't think this is going to hold up because the proof's only 95. But I mean, you're going cognac versus cognac. Yeah, the Ferrand definitely has a bigger nose. Bigger nose like me. Yeah, the cognac on the 1792. Dude, this is just straight up. Whereas this is like grape and raisin and wine and some dark oak, maybe some black cherry. This to me is just blueberry pie in a glass. Dude. Gosh. This Ferrand makes this taste so young. It actually makes it not great. Like I love this on its own, but if you start comparing this to other shit that's older, you could taste the youth in this. Interesting. So this is the kind of shit that happens to me when I do the end of the year rankings, where I will put some of my top bourbons head to head, and when you're going down the line, all of a sudden a bourbon that you thought was really really good, even though it is really good, all of a sudden the little things start to emerge. My best example would be Booker's Reserves. Booker's Reserves last year was a really good bourbon. Really good Booker's, older whiskey in that blend. But when you still put it against some other whiskeys, there was a youthful note that came through. And you don't get that when it's on its own usually. I mean, sometimes you get it. But if you're sitting there enjoying one bottle and you're just kind of, taking sips, all of a sudden you're like, your palate gets used to it. You start enjoying it. You're like, dude, I love this. This is great. You start having some stuff next to it that's older, then all of a sudden the little things that were wrong with the other whiskey that you were enjoying for so long now starts creeping out to the forefront. So that's what's happening here. This Ferrand is a lot deeper, richer, darker than this 1792 is. The 1792, even though it's crushable on its own, I think when you start matching it up with that, it comes off a lot more youthful. Wonder how it would compare to the Four-Gate Saint Chiron. Oh my God, dude, you're killing me. I don't know if I have that handy. This year's goal: dual blind of ECBP B525, Parker's 11 year, and Old Fitz VS 11 year. Yeah, user. I didn't get the Old Fitz 11 year. I might have to track down a bottle of that. I find that issue with a lot of 1792s for some reason don't seem to hold up when comparing them with other whiskeys. Yeah, I mean that's right, Ben, because it's probably younger whiskey. Reserves is best bookers in at least 3 years, says MT Dobbs. I agree. I think it's a great reserves, even though this year the reserves is going to be a tequila finish, which is unfortunate. 1792 bottles are becoming museum pieces. That also $40 versus $140, not really fair. Again, this is a great point. I didn't even think of that, William Wiley. This is a $40 bottle, $45 bottle versus $140. So big difference here. But if you're just looking something to crush and enjoy, the 1792 is just a really great bourbon to have on its own. Don't try to go comparing this to some other beast of a cognac bottle. It's not going to work. We saw this here tonight. It just goes to show you when I review this, I really like this on its own. Is it a little bit youthful? Yes, but you don't really get that until you put it up against something with more age. But you can enjoy this on its own. It's a nice little bourbon. All right. Dude, I love that Ferrand. This is very good. And I'll say I really like this, but I love this shit. This is good. It's rich, it's dark, it's dense, it's sweet. It's got great spice because of that rye. Dude, I did not think I was going to love the Ferrand as much as that. That's good, man. Hey, Jason, is it Michael? It is Michael Atkinson from Las Vegas. It was great talking with you. How can I get up to the next level on Patreon? Have you opened spots up? No, not yet, dude. I told you to take a look towards the end of the month when things start changing over. Appreciate it. But I will be opening a few more levels for DrumKey soon. But I'll keep you posted. Caleb Pitts, cracking my Bardstown single barrel from Evergreen, 6 years, 60 corn, 36 rye, 4-5. Cheers, everyone, says Caleb Pitts. Yeah, we just we did one of those picks not that long ago. It just came in. We call it the right one. It's pretty good. Yeah, I mean, I actually think, I don't know if this is controversial, but I think the Ferrand is more of a buy than the Discovery is right now, at least for me. Why the boom mic sound has always been good. Now this is in the picture, says Thunder Dan. Because the overhead mic that I was using was giving me a lot of issues on lives. It was giving me a lot of, I couldn't really control the volume because it was an overhead mic. It's basically a shotgun mic that I was trying to control with my interface here. And every time I went back, it was popping. It was just very, very annoying. So I just went with this. I don't mind it's in the picture. But maybe I'm trying to think of ways I can get this out of the picture. Maybe have the mic come up from like behind me somehow, but I don't mind it. I don't use the boom mic for my regular reviews. I still use the overhead because I can control the sound better. But on live streams, that boom mic was giving me a lot of issues. Jason, did you get the 13 Colony cast strength rye? Yeah, I love it, dude. It's a great rye. That's a rye of the year contender for sure. Yeah, I'll get into that rye too. I'll get into that MGP rye. Still got some time here. Jason, hope you do an old Dominic single barrel sometime. Just got an 8-year Tennessee whiskey for 59. Fantastic stuff. Don't miss it. Coffee Gaming. Yeah, I did a pick not that long ago with another group. The stuff that Old Dominic is doing, I think is fantastic. I think it's a very underrated brand. Honestly, I think is that in that video that I did? I can't remember. I think I did 3 brands in that video. I did a video recently where I picked out 3 new brands that I just discovered that I really liked for you guys to go out there and try if you like. So yeah, when it comes to this, man, Ferrand, for me, that is the buy. This thing is delicious. The Bardstown 13, also delicious, sweet, great oak, great blend. But I think just because it's very sweet, doesn't have as much depth as I would like. I think this might be more of a try before you buy for most folks. So there you go. And now we're going to try these ryes. Dun, dun, dun. Is it really worth $90 to $100 for a 6-year-old with 13 colony rye? It's so hard to pull the trigger, says now. Yeah, I mean, I get it, dude, but it's a 6-year rye, but it's not a 6-year rye. And you got to remember, ryes age faster than bourbons do. So a 6-year rye is just going to taste a lot better than a 6-year bourbon would. However, again, if you're that pent up about it, just see if you can get a sample from somebody. But I'm telling you, it's a really, really delicious rye. And you got to remember, 13 colony, everything is usually a little bit darker and denser, a little bit more flavor forward. But I do love that rye. It's a good rye this year. I'm sipping on Bardstown High Wheat. It's crushable, but lacks complexity for me. Yeah, I get that. Oh, Rare Breed found the Jefferson's Reserve 130 proof. Rare Breed, go watch my review on that thing. Get it. Get that. How much is it, dude? Bust out the Tanyard Hill sample. I wish I had that sample. Sooner or later, I'm going to get it. I'm going to get a sample. So I cannot wait to try that thing. Jay, I was saying the new Booker's Reserves tequila is really good in case you were going to skip because of tequila. Oh, really? Okay. Dude, I need someone to school me on tequila. I just don't. I don't know. I don't know enough about it. I really don't. I don't know enough about the tequilas. 70, Rare Breed, get it. Get it. Get it now. Do it now. Get to the chopper. Oh, why am I doing that? I could just start here. Do it now. Get to the chopper. Get the Jefferson's 130. That was terrible. I tried. Son of a bitch. I hate the wax on this thing. On these discos, do they tell you what percentage is which age? The bottle could be all a cig. Oh, no. Yeah. Ridiculous. It's all on the side of the bottle. It's all. That's one of the best things that Bardstown Bourbon Company does. They tell you everything that's in that bottle. So you don't have to worry about that. The 13, I think it's a blend. It's a blend of 15 year. Oh, I think I found the spot. 15 year. Trying to remember. I'll throw it up here. Renegade, if you want to look at what's in the blend on 13, that's it right there. 15,899. It's pretty good ages. But I mean, that is a sweet whiskey. It is very sweet. In a good way. But I'm telling you, I think I like that Ferrand more. Oh shit, I got it. Okay. Dude, this thing looks glorious. Oh, I can't wait to try this. I'm gonna break out my my River Roots rye. We're gonna go head to head, rye for rye, and see which one I like. So this is a 12-year, 10-month rye. Okay. 12-year, 1 month versus 14. Proof points. Oh, man, the colors are just, they're so close. We have 111.16 versus 116.20. So the Nashville has the age and the proof on the River Roots. Let's see what we got here. Before I dive into this, it's time for the Bourbon Meme of the Week. That's right, guys. Love doing this each and every week. The Bourbon Meme of the Week. I brought this up earlier when someone made a comment about someone coming over and looking at a bottle, or I forgot the exact comment, but this literally happened to me not that long ago when someone came over and I was like, "You want to see the whiskey?" And this is basically what happened. And this meme sums it up, and I love this meme. Here it is. Showing your new collector to showing your non-collector friends your collection of whiskey. I felt like that was my face. Like I was so happy. Like, look at it. Look how beautiful it is. And they basically looked at me like I was like nuts. So anybody in the chat have this happen to them? where you have a shit ton of bottles and somebody comes over and you want to show them, look at all my whiskey, and they're like, dude, you need Jesus, like you need help. Like you, like, yeah, so true. Like on the daily, says ridiculous. Yeah, both of these are 95.5 MGP. Both of these are 95.5 MGP. Whiskey. Well, let me yeah, distilled in Indiana. Yep. Both of these are Indiana. Let's see what we got here. Jason, I saw Remus Babe Ruth sitting on a shelf. Do you know anything about it? Yes, skip it, user. Skip it. Do not get the Remus Babe Ruth. It's way too much money for what it is. For sure. Do not. I had a coach's night and they were like, what the hell? Yeah. You might have a problem. Yeah, that's what I feel like they're thinking, but they don't say it. Henry Turner happened this weekend. I'm just I love that meme. I think it's hilarious. Avoid Babe Ruth. Listen, I'm not saying it just because I hate the Yankees, but that release sucks. And listen, I love Ross and Squibb. I think it's a better buy for you if you want to do a good Ross and Squibb release. Get the first Masters Distillers experimental blend that they did. 9 years old, worth way better of a buy. People are skipping over that bottle. It's really good for the money, and it's a 9-year-old. It's a 9-year-old bourbon. People are skipping over it. They hate us because they ain't us. That's right. That's right, Jay Mays. I love that. Oh my God. Where my mother saw it, we had to talk. Norman Conklin. Yep. Yeah. The 9-year experimental. It's a damn good bottle. It's a lot cheaper than the Babe Ruth. Okay. I haven't gotten the new Repeal 9 yet. That's gotta be hitting here soon. I gotta get it. Yeah, like this face. Like he's so happy to show her, and she's like, what the hell happened? That's what I feel like I get sometimes, but I don't mind. I tell people I have a whiskey buying problem, not a drinking problem. Yeah, that seems to be the language you use. I started my selection about a year ago and had to buy a cabinet for all when I reached about 80 bottles. Is it a problem? Dude, 80 is nothing, dude. 80 is nothing. I have over 1,200 bottles. Call me when you have that problem. Nathan's holding out for the 10. Why, Nathan? You think the 10 is going to be something special like the 5 was? I mean, maybe it will. I know Nathan's hoping. All right, let's see who wins this here. Oh, wait. Uh-oh. The Nashville has a little bit of that mothball grandma's basement note that I fucking hate. Oh, wait. No, it's gone away. Sorry. Never mind. Okay. Dude. That smells like Dr. Pepper. That's like if a mojito was made with Dr. Pepper instead of rum. Oh my gosh. All right. And the River Roots. The River Roots also has a little bit of those notes, but it's not as in your face as the NBC is. But I'm also not really picking up Dr. Pepper. I'm also actually just picking up more of a straight mojito note in here. I'm a bourbonaire. There you go. Jason, is there anything in your bunker you won't open? Says Ridiculous. Right now, is there anything I won't open? I'm going to say there's anything I won't open. It's the opportunity to open it that I'm waiting for. I'm not opposed to opening like anything. I think the one bottle that I have that I've just kind of freaked out about opening is the I think I've mentioned it before. It's funny too because I have a Four Roses Al Young in the bunker. I have a couple of I have a couple of like old Elmer T. Lees. I have some pre-Fire Heaven Hill, but the one bottle I do not want to open is the first Chateau de Labad from Bardstown Bourbon Company. I don't want to open that bottle because that release was so effing good. And you could arguably call that the best finished whiskey of all time. And it is, I don't know if I want to open it ever because it's so good. I like the thought of cracking that open and starting to sip it and watching the bottle go down, like literal fear. Yeah, they go for 800 plus on Unicorn. Yep, that's the bottle. That's the bottle. I'm holding on to it. I traded for that bottle so long ago, and I still have not cracked it yet. Oh my god! Don't open it. Sell it to me. I'll sell it to you for $1,500. You want it? Holy shit, dude! That might be the best thing I've had tonight. That's nuts. Wow. That is... It's like cherry Dr. Pepper extract with oak, and there's a little blackberry in there. There's like notes of berries that remind me of my DrumKey blend a little bit, which is why I love it. But this is way more... This is like everything is like darker and really rich. Barbecue Ed coming in with the $49.99 super chat. Dude, thank you so much. Barbecue Ed, I appreciate it, man. You didn't have to pay a late fee. Just saying. Don't wait for the occasion. Bourbon's like that at the occasion. Invite me over. It's Jason Covey. 100K subscribers. I want to see a Jason's Bourbon Bunker tour. Who's with me? Yeah, I'm going to have to do that. I keep saying I'm going to do it. I know I got to do it. But does it have some dildo? There's no dildo in it. No dildo. Yeah, this is way more minty. This has the dildo. I get dill in that a little bit for sure. This is way more of a peppery, in your face rye, borderline pickle, a little pickly, especially coming off of that. This goes to show you, like when you have bourbon, I'm sorry, in this case, ryes next to each other, it's bringing out different flavors of each. All of a sudden, this I thought was so dark and dense and rich. This Nashville Barrel Company makes this bottle feel like a good well-aged rye with some of the dill, some of the mintiness, a little bit of a sugar, maybe a little bit of a fruit characteristic there, but more of like a sweet rye. But this Nashville is insane. I totally rolled the dice on this. You know what? Actually, second sip, check that. Second sip, it's still very good, but maybe not as impactful as the first sip. But that's a damn good rye whiskey. Holy crap, that's good. Can you put the? Yeah, I can put this on bottle cam. There you go. Check it out. I thought I did before, but here it is again. If any of you missed it, this is the Nashville Barrels Company Stella's Secret Stash limited edition release. This is their straight rye whiskey, 116.20 proof, 14 years old. Delicious stuff. What does that say? I'm in the denial stage of collecting where I'm buying 2 to 3 of everything so I can keep one and open one. Need a bigger house with a sauce or I'm getting divorced. I'm hiding whiskey everywhere. Ridiculous, man. I saw like a funny I saw a funny post. I think it was actually in my Discord where somebody had put a picture of a bunch of boxes. They're like, I'm so glad he's like, I'm so glad I got home before my wife did. I got to hide these. I mean, it happens. It's a real thing. I feel like I do that with shoes, not so much whiskey, but with shoes I do. Yeah, Ed's the man. Ed's always very, very generous. I can't thank you enough, man. Thank you so much, Ed. Ed, you know, I feel like I should be paying you, Ed, because I want to try your barbecue. I just bought one now. It's on the NBC. Is it still available? Oh, it's so good. It's got the rye funk in it, but man, the oak and the everything is just beautiful on this. Hey, Jason, I'm pretty sure there's a location here in Wisconsin that has a few of those Chateau de la Baude batch 1 on the shelf. Are you serious? They can't be 1. There's no way it's 1. Outside the star, look at the side label because there was another batch of it. There was a second batch where it used Dickel and it wasn't even close. So check the side label. If it says MGP, that's batch 1. If it says Dickel, then that's batch 2. Yeah, if it's on the shelf, it's batch 2. Yeah, Nathan already said it. Is there really 1 left? Dude, it's really good. This is a great, I mean, it's such a great rye. It's really delicious, guys. Okay. What did I say I was giving away tonight? The Jack Daniels? You guys wanted me to give away a Jack? Who wants a Jack? All right, so this is what we're going to do. Because I'm not going to peg someone to track super chats, we're going to do this. Give me 1 second here. My apologies. I probably should have had this done sooner than later, but I'm just going to whip this up real quick. This is going to be, let's see here. This is going to be for the Jack. Mash and drum. Oh, Jesus. What the hell happened there? Mash and drum, Jack Daniels. Heritage giveaway. All right. I'm going to throw a form in here. I'm just going to say good luck. Okay, your name. This is required. And your email address. That's all I need. Okay. And required. All right, I'm going to publish this. I'm going to copy the responder link. Let me shorten that, copy it. All right, so any of you guys watching, all you need to do is fill out this form. I'll give it, so there's 391 people in the chat right now, still hanging out. Fill out this form. The link is right there. I just put the link in the chat. Fill out the form. I'll give you guys 5 minutes. 5 minutes. If you want it, try it. If you want it or get a shot at it, fill out that form. Once the form is filled out, I will pick a name randomly. I'm going to go back to this Bardstown Discovery 13. Dude, it's getting sweeter. This thing's crazy. It's crazy sweet. It's not candy sweet though. It's just creme brulee sweet. My gosh, that's sweet. In a really good way. Dude, people are gonna love that 13. Is it, like I said, is it as rich as the 12 and maybe have as much depth? No, but it's really sweet. Give it to the first person who filled it out. That's not a bad idea. All right, let me check the form here. Holy crap, the form is just burning up. I already have 106 people in it. 106 people are in it. There you go. Go get it. What time is it? 11:03. I'll give you guys 2 more minutes. 11:05, I'm calling it, and we're giving away the bottle. 11:05. In the meantime, you guys have a top 5 idea for me? I haven't had a top 5 in a while. Give me a top 5. Let's do it. Let's do a top 5. I also have a fun idea for doing well, maybe we'll do this next week. I have to kind of prep some of you guys to do the it's, you know, it's kind of an idea I took from this channel I watch, and these guys are doing rank these like foods blindly without knowing what comes next. I would love to do this with whiskeys and bourbons and have one of you guys like come up with like 5 whiskeys that I have to rank blindly and see where I put what. So we'll see how that works coming down the line, but give me a top 5. Give me a top five. Give me a top five. Let's see. All right, what do we have? Top five heavy metal bands. In it to win it. Top five seafood dishes. It's not terrible. Top five Seinfeld episodes. Oh, that's kind of a good one. Top five classic. I feel like I've done classic arcade games. Top five cookies. Top five 80s metal drummers. Top five cocktails. The top five list. I like that one. Top five Kentucky food spots I'm visiting in October. That's a good one. Listen, I'll just tell you right now, my number one is going to be the La Bogadita, La Boga, La Boga, like La Bogadita, La Bogadita, La Bogadita. It's the Cuban restaurant that's in Louisville. You go there, you order the ropa vieja, and thank me later. Just nothing else needed. Go to La Bogadita, Cuban food. Just look up Cuban food Louisville. You will find it. La Bogadita. It's like a yellow house. Just go get the ropa vieja and thank me later. That's all I'm going to tell you. Top five power tool brands. I think my number one is always going to be DeWalt. Number two, Makita. Number three, what would be number three? I don't know. But those are my top two. Yeah, they are a lot of fun. Yeah, I want to do one of those. Top five 1980s movies. Top five football tailgate food. You know what? This is kind of cool because football is about to start next week, which is nuts. Thursday is the opening of the top five holes. Top five Cracker Barrel meals. Yeah, the ones that don't make me shit my pants. Oh my gosh. Top five. Top five animals in the zoo. This is amazing. Top five cheeses. Oh, that's tough. Top five football games of all time. Yeah, some of these I would actually really have to think about. Top five Married with Children episodes. That's a good one. That's a good one. Top five Italian dishes I feel like I did. Top five animals at the zoo. Top five concerts you attended. Yeah, La Bodeguita is great. Top five shoes. Top five shoes. I think I feel like I've done shoes before. We'll have to go. Yeah, let me. Hell yeah, Cuban food incoming. Yeah, get it. Team Makita. Yeah. Like, oh, Ryobi. Yeah, I don't know. Makita for me. Top five Maxim cover girls. Oh my God. I love that. Sir, it's 11:06. Oh, okay. Let me give away the bottle. I'll do a quick top five. Let me think about it and I'll pick one and then we'll call it a night. 172 are in the mix. It's done. Let me create the spreadsheet. Here we go. Here are the names. Holy shit. Okay, here are the names. I'm gonna need my thing. I need my oh whoops. Holy shit. What did happen? Okay. There we go. 176. Copied. We'll put them into the wheel of names. Wheel of names. All right, here we go. We'll drop these in here. All right, I have 100 and let me make sure that there's 176 are in there. Perfect. Well, 175 technically. I'm going to shuffle these. All right, guys. I'm going to hold on a second. All right. Oops. All right, I'm going to share this with you guys. Give me 1 second here. Share screen. Share screen. Jack. Here we go. You guys see that? That is the wheel. I have everybody's named in there. Here we go. Good luck to all 176 of you. Shovel, 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 and spin. Let's see who gets it. Who's going to win the jack? Who's going to win the jack? Oh, we're slowing down. We're slowing down. It goes to Will Wilkins, a.k.a. Rare Breed. Congratulations, Will Wilkins. You just won yourself a Jack Heritage bottle from 2025. Congratulations. All right, dude. You're in it. Will, if you want to email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com. Again, email me at themashanddrum@gmail.com. Congratulations, man. You get it. You get it. Okay. Top 5 smells. Oh, that one's kind of interesting. Top 5 Falcons. Oh, that's fucked up. Top 5 Barrel King blenders. I'll just say Matt Porter, Matt Porter, Matt Porter, Matt Porter, than me. I'm not to his level yet. You know what? Screw it. Just because it's Reese's PB&J Racing, I'm gonna go top 5 arcade games. All right, let me think about this real quick. Let me think about top 5 arcade games. Here we go. I'm going to have to go with, let's see here. So top 5 arcade games growing up. This one will be fun. As soon as I'm done with this, we'll call it a night. I'm going to go with number 5. And I loved and hated this game because it was so effing hard. Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. Did you guys play Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, the arcade game, growing up? That thing was so hard. I hated it, but I always had to play it. So Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles would be probably number 5. I did love that game. Number 4, I'm probably gonna go with I might have to go with man, I'm trying to think of my other. Okay, number 4. Do you guys remember Smash TV? Remember that game? You know, big money, big prizes. I love it. Like that game like resonated in my head. That thing haunted my dreams, that damn game. I think that'd be number 4. Number 3, I'd probably go with, I have my number 1. I know what my number 1 is. Number 3, I'm going to say NBA Jam because I love that game and I beat that game multiple times growing up. I think number 3 is NBA Jam. Number 2, what would be number 2? There's so many good games. So many good arcade games. Yeah, I'd buy that for $1. Yeah. Oh my God, I remember that game, man. Holy shit. Oh my gosh, yeah. Probably have to go with, oh dude, you're so right. Number 2 is Golden Axe. Golden Axe was the shit. Loved Golden Axe. That's definitely my number 2. My number 1, it's going to be Street Fighter 2. Street Fighter. I love Street Fighter 2 even more than Mortal Kombat. I was a Street Fighter 2 kid. I love that game. Hadouken. You know, the Dragon Punch, all that shit. I actually have Street Fighter 2 down in my basement. So All right, guys, I'm going to call that a night. Thanks so much for hanging out tonight. This was a really fun tasting. Went through a lot of great whiskeys. Got to hear about the blend. Got to hear about the Discovery Series. Again, just for like a quick recap, Discovery Series 13, I think for the most part might be a try before you buy. If you're expecting to be close to 12 or 11, it's completely different whiskey. Just different depth, different character. Very, very sweet though on the 13. I think a lot of people, I think if you try it, you're going to like it. However, if you want to spend 140 on it, that's going to be up to you. That's why I think it's a try before you buy. But the Ferrand, on the other hand, the second Ferrand this year, that might be a buy. That one is really good. It's grapey, it's dense, it's dark, it's rich. That's a pretty good whiskey for I'd buy that whiskey. And the rye that they added into it to give that spice, I think is delicious. So I actually think the Ferrand is more of a buy than the Discovery 13 right now. Also, what else did we try tonight? I feel like there was something else. There was something else new. No, I think that was the main one. Congrats to the winner of the Jack Daniel's bottle. And as I always say, it's not about the whiskey, it's the people you share it with. Guys, cheers. Love you guys. I'll see you next week right here on the Master and Drum. Cheers, folks.